But this idea of do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, it's for rich people. And we're not rich. I'm not rich. I didn't grow up poor, but I grew up with less. And I grew up as a hustler. Okay. So you got to hustle. But like, seriously. But I just think it's impractical advice when you're not giving people a roadmap to getting that. And I think it's unfair, particularly for people who have not had, you know, relationships in high places and didn't start off with a whole lot of money, or young people who are graduating with college debt. Big change doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it starts with a single step. That's why I'm excited to host leaders, innovators, great thinkers, and everyday people sharing their stories and practical insights you can use right now. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're just starting out, looking to make a pivot, or ready to reinvent yourself, you'll find both information and inspiration right here. This is Giant Steps, and I'm Leilani Brown.
All right, so it is Friday, Leilani, and we are going to play a game. We're going to do something a little different on the podcast.
We're doing this totally fresh. My computer is closed. I'm just talking to you.
Yes, so I am putting you in the hot seat today, which is going to be really funny. So we're going to do rapid fire questions. And so basically I'm going to ask you 10 questions and they're going to be career related. And then you are going to give me your answer on the spot, whatever just comes to mind first. Okay. And then we're just going to talk through, why you said those answers. And we're just going to go from there. So are you ready?
Great. Are you timing me? I'm ready. I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous.
I'm not going to time you. I won't time you. Maybe next time we'll time. Actually, you guys let us know. For the next time, do you guys want me to time her?
Really rapid fire.
Yeah, really rapid. All righty. Okay.
I'm ready, but I'm nervous. Go.
First one. The best career advice you ever heard was?
If you should determine your own version of success.
Ooh.
What matters to you matters to you, right? So like you don't idealize or romanticize or aim for someone else's version of success and what it looks like. You should figure out what makes you feel successful or what your goals are. It shouldn't be pursuing what you think you want because somebody else has. So your own your own version of success, pursue your own.
Love that. That's a great one. Okay, next one.
And that's sort of like stay in your own lane and keep your eyes on your own paper, right? And sort of, because everybody's path is going to be different and you have to determine what's really, what's important to you.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. That's a really good one. Next one. One career mistake you think people should avoid is?
One career mistake. I'm glad I'm not being timed. I think trying to trade on value that you have not developed or earned in your career. So for example, I think, I talk about this in a lot of my speeches, especially to early career, but it does apply to mid-career because you're thinking you want more, you have ambition, and there's nothing wrong with ambition. Right. But career ambitions will be fulfilled with three things: experience, accomplishments, and relationships. Okay. And I talk about this all the time. So you have to have the experience. There's no substitute for experience. Okay. Even the credential or the so-called expertise will be, outperformed by experience. I've been there. I've done that. I can do it for you. Experience. Yes. Accomplishments. It's so much better to say that you've done something or contributed something or had an impact than to simply say that you were there.
That one. Yes.
I worked there, right? I worked there. Or what did you do? What did you actually do?
That's a good one.
So accomplishments. And then finally, relationships, because people do business with people they like. So relationships matter so much. So those are the three elements. And I think that when you think about them through the lens of your question, which is the mistake that people make, is assuming they have more of those three things than they actually do. So you're trying to trade in or cash in value that you haven't really earned. You haven't deposited.
Yep.
And you should ask yourself, well, what check am I cashing? The experience check, The accomplishments
The
check or the
accomplishment
relationship check? Like, or do
That's
you have
really
deposits
good.
from all, do you have a portfolio of the of experience, experience accomplishments in relationships that you can trade on before you start asking for things? And
Mm.
that's the tough love that we need to hear.
Yes, it is. It is.
You know,
It
if you
is.
have all of those things in abundance and you're not getting what you need, then yeah, ask for more
For
or
more.
move and ask for
Absolutely.
more. Right? Think so many times I hear people saying, I want more, and they haven't put in the work around that. And I think that that's a tension that we don't really name.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to circle back to that because that you made some really good points. We're gonna keep
I
going.
gave you one of my speech abstracts.
Okay, yeah, we'll call this rapid medium fire question.
It's like a reality check, right?
Yes,
But like,
no,
but
it is.
has anybody ever said to someone, it's like, oh, I'm looking for a raise or I'm looking for a promotion? Okay, where are the receipts
Yes,
to use the lingo?
use the lingo.
Right?
Absolutely.
Where are the receipts? You're trying to cash something in before you've demonstrated that, that you've earned it. And I'm
Absolutely.
not talking about people who are consistently marginalized, disenfranchised, taken for granted, et
Mhm.
cetera. I'm talking about, you know, doing that self-examination and really determining if
And
you've done
really
that work.
determined.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. That's a
I'm
super
not doing
answer.
I'm doing it quick on the rapid, but not on
Well,
being succinct.
on the this or that questions, will I think it'll be a little bit faster.
Okay.
But you just dropped some wisdom, so I think people needed to hear that.
Okay, good.
The next one is, what is one habit that has helped you succeed at every stage of your career?
Gratitude.
Mm, that's a good
I
one.
have a gratitude practice, and I'd say relative to career, I have a gratitude practice in all areas of my life, but relative to career, gratitude has been helpful in offering me perspective, meaning that I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. There's a quote that I have referenced, I have hanging in my office, I have hanging in my home, and I always go back to it, and it's by Epicurus. And it says, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not, but
Mm,
remember that the things you now have were once among things only hoped for." And I go back to it all of the time.
yes.
So when I'm struggling or I'm trying to figure out what kind of year we're going to have in 2026, for example, I realize that I'm no longer where I was. I'm no longer just starting out. I'm 4 years further along. I have a multitude of clients. I have a growing team of collaborators that are working in it. It is hard, but it's
Yeah.
a different kind of hard that I chose, and it gives me perspective. So gratitude has
Love.
and totally transformed my life. And I think when you focus on that, growth happens and you attract in more. If you're focused on the negative, if you don't have perspective, if you're less than grateful, the opposite grows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved everything. We're going to, like I said, we're coming back, circling back to all of these because I think it's great. Okay. Another one is, if you could erase one piece of career advice from the world, what would it be?
Follow your passions.
Oh, okay. I think that one's going to
As-
ruffle some feathers.
I think it will, but here's the thing. Follow your passions as your source of work. If you can do that, if you can follow your passions as your source of income and your vocation, then congratulations, good for you.
Okay.
I think it is important to get started, to know your reality. You may have to work a job that you don't love, but you like well enough while you follow and pursue your passions outside of work.
Okay.
Or you may have to find a job that you like and within it, or a role that you like, or a company that you like, within which you can be passionate about some elements of it.
Okay.
But this idea of do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life,
Yes,
it's for rich people.
mm.
And we're not rich. I'm not rich. I didn't
I'm
grow up rich. I didn't grow up poor, but I grew up with less. And I grew up as a hustler. Okay. So you got to hustle.
Yeah.
You got to hustle. I have a desk plaque and I'll try to reach for it here. And I have a former boss that used to laugh at it.
Let's see it.
But like
Every
seriously,
day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. That's the song that comes to mind.
but I just think it's impractical advice when you're not giving people a roadmap to getting that. And I think it's unfair, particularly for people who have not had, you know, relationships in high places and didn't start off
Mhm.
a whole lot of money, or young people who are graduating with college debt.
Mm,
Follow your passions.
that's a big one, right?
You know, I would say follow the opportunities and learn from the opportunities. Talked to two people at least this season on a podcast. And I said, well, how did you start? And they almost timidly said, well, I started as a receptionist.
Mm,
And they're both doing very well. So Minda Hartz and Sabina Miller, right? They're both doing very well. And why are they doing well? Because they got started.
absolutely. They
And
just
outside of that, they just got started. And then outside of that, they followed their passions and then they landed where they are. So if
yes.
you're just starting out, you know, if anyone says to you in a graduation speech, you know, follow your passions and do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, they probably never had to pay off a student loan.
Yes. That's I agree with you. That's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
the
So
reality.
it's yeah.
If you could be trilingual, what three languages would you choose?
Okay. I am bilingual, sort of. So I speak English, obviously. Y también yo hablo español. And
Ooh,
next, I would like to study Portuguese. So Portuguese.
ooh, love that. Great
Yes.
answers. Have you been to Portugal or Brazil?
I have. I've been to both. I was in Lisbon for a very short time and I cannot wait to go back. I had the best octopus at the Hotel Corinthia, by the way. If anybody goes there, it was so good. Black squid ink rice. I'm excited about that octopus. I could fly back for that, but I would like to go back to Lisbon, and Porto and Madeira are on my list, and Cascais. I don't know if
Ooh,
I'm saying that right, but yeah, I really had a good time in Portugal.
you did awesome.
Yes, and then Brazil. I haven't been to Brazil in probably 25 years, but I had a good time as well.
Mm,
So both Rio and Bahia, which
and
are
my
both,
yes,
yes, those are both important places to see. But I've never
absolutely.
been to Sao Paulo.
Okay, I haven't been to that one either.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so book or Audible?
Audible.
Audible. Okay,
Audible. But there are some books that I will do both.
do both. Okay,
Yes, because I will want to reference it or slow down a little bit. But I'm always in motion and moving and doing things. And I find that if I'm doing a long drive or flying, I will listen to Audible or have it playing in the background. And I love listening to memoirs read by the author
mm,
because it feels like you're in conversation with a
with
person. That's actually one of the most, my favorite things to do.
love that. Already
Yeah.
speaking of feeling like you're in conversation with the author, if you could invite two celebrities, one that's a male and one that's a female, to your dream dinner, you're the hostess.
Oh, I used
Who
to
would
have
you
really good
choose?
answers for this. I used to have a list, a dinner party list of
You
who I would
did.
choose. Yes. Um, well, for sure, I think it would be right now, I would be really interested in having dinner with, I was going to say Oprah, because I'd say Oprah
Yes, absolutely. Who
because,
wouldn't?
yeah, I mean, but not just because she's Oprah, but
Okay.
she's a thoughtful, experienced interviewer. She
Mm,
holds and hosts good conversations, and she's a reader.
yes,
So I would love to have dinner with Oprah Winfrey
love that.
or
Oh,
be at a dinner table with her, right? And a man for dinner. I mean, the list would be pretty long. And I've met this man. I think he would be really interesting to just slow him down to have a conversation with. But Eddie Glaude.
mm.
Also a writer, a reader, an intellectual, a public intellectual, a
Right.
lot of political thought, uh, a Southern gentleman, and a student, a forever student of James Baldwin. So
Love
I
that.
think that would be just really interesting to kind of have a focused conversation in that way. But there's so many people. How do you pick,
Right. How do you
right?
narrow it down,
How do
right?
you narrow it down? So, Eddie, if you've met me, if you remember me meeting me at the Charleston Literary Festival, hello. I really respect your work and keep going. So,
Love that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so a job that pays more but drains you, or a job that pays less but grows you?
Pays less and grows me.
Okay, I got to get your explanation on that one.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. This is a shift, a lane shift, and I feel like eventually it's going to pay off in that way. But you can always make more money, but you can't make more time.
Ooh, that's such
Oh,
a good
yeah,
one.
you can always make more money. You can't make more time, and so don't waste the time you have on the planet. Don't waste your time. And I think sometimes we do that.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
do that and we shortchange and I've done enough of that so that I can now shift. I don't have to be in the necessity, right? I can be in the, okay, this is fine. And that goes back to something that I said to you earlier, which is defining success for yourself. Like you have to define it for yourself. It's not all financial gain for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, almost very little of it is about the money. I mean, we have practical realities about our life, but very little of it is about the money.
Right.
But that's what I would choose.
That's
Yeah,
a really good one.
yeah.
If it could only be one season for the whole year, like the season
Summer,
never changed. Summer,
summer.
okay, it's summer. You said that so quick.
Yes. This is my ranking. This is my ranking. Summer, fall,
Okay.
spring, winter.
Guys, she's saying this as somebody who grew up on the East Coast.
Summer, I'm an East Coaster. I'm a native New Yorker, queen from Queens. Summer,
I'd still say summer. But I
summer,
imagine summer in New York is
fall.
nice, right?
The summer in New York is great. It's
Okay,
nice. It's
yeah.
beautiful. Summer in New York City is quiet, more quiet than it ever is. Everyone leaves. They go to the beach. They go to the Hamptons. They go to
Okay. Yeah.
Jersey. They go to the shore. So, but I remember, and again, I grew up a certain time in New York, and it was a magical time in New York City. And summer where it was concerts in the park and double dutch in the park and
Love it.
roller skating in outside
Love
and going to the beach when you wanted to in the summer or popping into museums easily being able to eat at a restaurant because people had left. School is out, the energy is great, the fashion is crazy,
Oh,
the energy, the music, the backdrop, the sound, watching, folks play basketball in the park. Like it's just
mm,
the
yeah.
summer is great. Festivals, food festivals, and block parties. Block
Oh,
parties,
real block parties because I feel
real
like
block
nobody
parties.
does block parties like they
And
used
everybody
to.
coming outside
Oh,
together and really reminding us that we are in community with each other. So summer
love
in the city was just always so great, and being able to get together with cousins and family
that.
reunions and all of that. And we've lost all of that.
Mm,
We've gotten to a point where we've just lost some of that. So not
abs-
all of it, but we've lost some of it. And I, that's why the summer became my favorite. And, of course, as a kid, no school. But it also, I think we are a little less hectic. It's just a little less intense because there are so many different vacation schedules,
yes.
right? And then,
Yes.
so there's almost always just sort of like a reduction in chaos in the summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, summer is it for me. I
I
love it.
summer would be mine too.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one. Would you rather have feedback that you didn't ask for or deal with silence when you needed guidance?
Oh, feedback. Yeah,
Feedback.
feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully constructive, especially if it's unsolicited and also delivered with care and kindness.
That's
There's
important.
sometimes people say stuff to you that's just not helpful or you can't do
Yes.
anything about. It's just mean-spirited and it's really about them. No, seriously, like that exists. And I will say thank you so much for your unsolicited and unkind feedback.
That's a really diplomatic way to handle that.
Thank you for your unsolicited,
Unsolicited.
unwarranted, unwelcome, and unkind feedback. Smile and keep it moving.
And just keep it
But
moving.
I think if you if you carefully edit your circle with people who are kind and considerate and loving, and they pull you to the side and they say, you know what, that could have been done better. Here's what I might do better, or here's I just want you to make you aware. You're on, and they are constructive, meaningful things. I think, wouldn't you rather know?
Yes, absolutely.
You rather know?
Yep.
So I think, and I've done it, and it's been done to me, and those relationships remain intact and actually are stronger.
Yeah. Love
Yeah.
that.
So tell me if it's really helpful and warranted and needed. And in other cases, if it's just your opinion, I want you to really examine where it's coming from. And in some cases, mind your business.
Mind your business.
Your business.
I love it. Okay, which one do you prefer? To mentor somebody or to sponsor somebody?
Hmm. Probably mentor.
Mentor. Why?
Yeah.
Just curious why.
I think it's the work that I do, right? And I think it's a two-way mentoring relationship, because even as I'm mentoring and moving through that process, I am being mentored as a mentor. Right?
Mm,
There's a reverse mentoring that happens in the best of
yes.
mentoring relationships where people are pointing it out. Like I look at, obviously we work together. I'm not officially your mentor, but I have learned things from you about that have challenged the way I think about things. So I'm
Mm,
growing as you're growing.
yes.
You know what I mean? So there's a reciprocity inside of it. Sponsors are sort of promoting you and pushing you um, in a direction. Oftentimes, they are hitching their wagon to you, right?
Mm,
There's some skin in the game for them. They're advocating for you. They're promoting you, and that can be hard to do because you're cashing in relationship capital. I first learned the difference, and I always say this as many times as I possibly can, of the difference between a sponsor and a mentor from Carla Harris,
okay.
who is a friend and also has spoken about this for many, many years. I think we've known each other now for 20 years. And but I first learned the difference between the two, and I think her counsel around it is time tested. And but I'd say that I find I have sponsored, and there's joy in that. But if I had to choose between the two, I think the work is there's greater joy in the mentorship
And the
relationship.
mentorship.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
me, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So, what is your zodiac sign?
You can't tell. I'm the only zodiac sign.
I'm gonna guess based off of I don't based off of your personality and our working relationship, I am going to guess Aries.
I am a Virgo.
You're a
I am
Virgo.
a Virgo.
Really? Okay.
I'm a Virgo. I'm very organized. I have a lot of opinions. I do keep more opinions to myself than people probably think. I'm an observer. Um, I am guarded until I'm in, and then I'm fully in.
Mm,
I really prefer to go a mile deep with my relationships than an inch, deep and a mile wide. I don't need a lot of volume.
okay.
Um, But yeah, no, I'm absolutely a Virgo.
Oh man, I got that wrong. That's embarrassing. So
Very organized, detail oriented. We're productive people, right? We like to, do that. That we like to be productive. But there's a downside to that, right? It's finding time to rest or feeling worthy of rest or just slowing,
yes.
Um, but yes, I'm Virgo.
So, if you could choose a decade to travel back to that's not the one you were born in, and just like really kind of like what is it in a Christmas Carol? You know how Scrooge takes them back to the past and
Yeah.
just like, really learn about the history of that time, maybe interview some, historical figures of that time. What decade would you choose? And it can literally be from then until Jesus, till whatever.
Well, okay, so I was alive technically, but I wasn't. I was a kid during the 70s.
The
I love
70s,
the
okay.
70s.
Why the
Yeah,
70s? Just curious.
the fashion and the music.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
The fashion and the music, I think, of the 70s is was phenomenal. And here's the thing. I just did my Spotify Wrapped, and it tells you what your age is based on what you're listening to.
What did it say?
That I'm 69. I'm
That
69
is
years old because of
so-
what I listen to still right now, right?
yes.
So um, you know, but it's the 70s, but the fashion and the music was, I think pretty special.
Yes. Oh my God.
And,
I agree.
it just feels like, and I think too, if we really want to kind of get deep intellectually about it,
Yes.
it was the emergence post civil rights, right? Post
Right.
MLK, sort of people coming into, post or sort of at the beginning of the women's movement, if you can call it that, the beginning, because we've been in women's empowerment movements since the beginning of
Yeah,
time, right?
literally.
But I feel like we were finally politically, socially, um, business and industry wise, getting to a place where people could participate in a different way. You think about, I think women, we'd have to find out the stat, but I think women could only get a credit card somewhere in the early 70s.
I remember learning about that on TikTok and I was so shocked. Like I couldn't
Right,
believe that it wasn't that long ago. Like
right, right. Just that long ago, which means also it impacted our ability to own property and own
yes.
homes, et cetera, and get a mortgage on your own. So that's that's pretty incredible that in my lifetime
Mm.
I've lived through that time. I'm not 69, I'm 54. But
Just to clarify.
just to clarify, I'm
Wondering.
so grateful for every single day and age, right? So I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. But if I had to transport in time, I
Mm,
think that would have been a really interesting time for me
absolutely.
to be living in.
Yes.
And I think the music and the fashion was
God,
un, unparalleled.
the music was so
Look at this shirt I have on. It's very 70s
gosh, like
inspired.
I remember years ago, I literally asked my parents because I love old music, and I asked my parents for a Soul Train, all the Soul Train episodes on
I
DVD because I was
mean,
like, "What?" That
afros, bell bottoms,
yes,
disco balls.
yes,
Look at that.
absolutely.
Studio 54.
Oh,
I would have loved to go.
I would have loved to experience that.
You
Oh
know,
man.
I'm just too young to go to Studio 54.
Okay, so we have three more of the
Okay,
questions. This one is simple: coffee or tea?
coffee, black coffee. One,
Always.
one great black coffee in the morning every day.
Wow.
I'm not an all day coffee drinker.
Okay, you're just like one and done.
Like one really good cup of coffee every day, and not before a glass of water. It's not, I don't have it the first thing I walk in I like walk into the
Wow.
kitchen. I wake up and I have water before I have coffee.
That's good, but I don't think most people are like, straight to the coffee, like
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's important for you to have the
Okay.
first thing that goes into your body after you're breaking a fast and
Oh, yeah.
overnight, right? To be
Right.
straight line water. And I will start my day with water and then I will have coffee and
And
I'll
then
have black coffee. I have a very nice coffee maker that I invested in
mm,
and, and I will have that cup of coffee and be done by, I'd say, sipping that coffee by 10, and I won't have more for the
and you
rest of
will have more.
no, no.
Wow. That's really good. We need to be more like you in 2026 with that.
You'll need less. I promise you. And I was just in a group with someone, a group last week actually, or 2 weeks ago, and I told them, I said, "This, that's what my routine is," and you find that you need less coffee if you start your day with that glass of water.
Okay.
And
That's
then
a good one.
and I feel like the coffee tastes better. I mean, I have like really good coffee. I feel like the coffee tastes better. I feel like I can really taste it
Yeah.
versus like mainlining
Oh,
it.
hey, if it works for you, it works. Second to last one is structured career path or create your own.
Create your own and be agile. Like, what's a structured career path?
Mm,
What is that nowadays? There are jobs that we are doing and pursuing now that didn't exist 20 years ago,
right.
and there will be jobs 20 years from now that didn't exist today.
Yeah.
And if you have such a structured path that doesn't allow for flexibility, change, movement, agility over 45 years of your life,
Yeah.
I don't even know that exists. So create your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah.
And then, dun, 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 the final question is a lesson you didn't learn until way later than you should have is. She's
A
like, let me think.
lesson, a lesson.
Yes.
I am still learning, but glad that I've come along to trust myself, trust my instinct, and trust my own knowing.
Hmm.
The longer I live, the more I realize that I should trust my own gut and follow my instincts, or at least trust them enough to investigate them and be curious about them,
Yeah.
and to trust my own knowing.
Yeah.
Don't ignore my first mind.
Yeah.
Your heart, your body, your stomach, everything will react and start to tell you this is right for you, this is not right for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, that's such a good one. Because I think there's so many, like we always say, like, there were so many sides. There were the red flags, but I
You
didn't.
know,
You ignored
you
them.
know, you know, you know in your personal life, in your professional
Yes.
life, you know, this place is for me. I
Yes.
can see myself here.
Yes.
I feel supported. I feel empowered. I feel like I can do good work.
Yes.
This is going to be
Absolutely.
good for me. Or
Yes.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like I think you know, right? But sometimes we can think we want something so badly that we don't trust our knowing, and
Yeah.
you end up twisting yourself into spaces that you're not supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Paths, career, places, jobs, companies, relationships, friendships,
Yep.
you know, even where you live.
Yep.
Trust your instinct.
Yeah.
And know that your instinct may tell you something that's inconvenient, hard,
Mm.
or seemingly impossible.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I mean, that's why we do the things,
Yeah.
right? That we do.
Yep.
But trust your trust your instincts.
Trust your instincts. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, that's just such a great one. I'm just literally
And
thinking,
work out more.
yes, work out more.
Your health is your wealth. No, but seriously,
Absolutely.
those
Yeah.
are to me,
Yeah,
I think.
no, those are great. So
Yeah.
as we wrap up and we're just like thinking back and reflecting on all the lessons we're learned, I just want you to kind of like talk to people because I just think 2025, this year has been just incredibly, extremely rough for so
Yeah.
many people, like just so many people in general, even people who may feel like, right, they've been okay in their career, they had the best career, top career, like so many people got laid off, the economy, like inflation, just so many different things. And so just as we were doing these rapid fire questions,
Yeah.
just some of the things you said were just so great that I feel like speak to just this moment that we're in. So I just want to kind of give you the opportunity to like just share your thoughts and just kind of words of encouragement and advice that people can take from the lessons that you've learned from this year and take that into 2026 because that's one of the best things, even if it's like a terrible year for a lot of people, there's always something to look forward to, right? And
Yeah.
so I've already heard like me and my friends are talking and just people already starting on social media like, I can't wait till 2025 ends. I'm just ready to start fresh and anew. So just would love to just hear from you, just kind of
Yeah.
like your thoughts on everything.
There is a scripture that says, uh, make it plain, write it down in tablets, etc. I think it's Habakkuk 2:2. You
Yeah.
can figure it out, post it later, the accurate one. I'm optimistic, actually. I'm by nature optimistic.
Optimistic. Okay.
I am. And I
Is that
think
a Virgo trait or is that just Leilani?
I actually think it's a counter Virgo trait because
Really?
Virgos are very realistic.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm an optimist and I think that that's a practical trait in a world that is hard and sometimes can feel like that it's been designed not with you in mind.
Okay. Yes.
What makes me optimistic?
Yeah.
Well, as the cliche says, I have survived all of my worst days. I have made it through, and I have perspective that things are better than they might have been. And I have gratitude.
Mm,
So I would just say that as people are looking forward to 2026, whether this has been a hard year or you anticipate a hard period coming up or whatever the case,
right.
decide what's important to you,
Yes.
decide what you need, decide your version of success, set your intentions for the new year
For the new year. Yeah.
or for tomorrow,
Mm.
right? You don't have
Why
to
do we
wait.
have to wait? Yes. Yes. Why wait?
And also, and this is something that I challenged myself to do 2 years ago, make sure that your actions line up with your intentions.
Mm.
So it's one thing to say, I am going to get a new job in 2026. I'm going to make a shift in 2026. And quite another thing to say, and so my actions are going to be aligned with that intention and that goal,
Right. Yeah.
right? So I'm going to spend this amount of time and I'm going to dedicate this time. And I'm also going to eliminate these activities that are not serving that.
Yes.
It's one thing to say, I want to be more social and meet more people and expand my network. It's quite another to line up your actions and activities and go outside, say yes to invitations, be
Yes.
more proactive in that area. So I would just say, making it clear to yourself and lining up your actions can be a game changer.
Game changer.
Even
Yes.
if you don't reach the goal, at least you know that you put your best foot forward to
True.
do that. And I'd say that that's really, really important for people to do and think about. And those activities are can be really helpful to your spirit and your energy too.
Mm.
You have a lot more control than you think. So whatever it is that you want to achieve in 2026, I hope you do it, but I also hope you do the work.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just so people know, guys, she has so many resources for you guys that if you
Yeah,
just
even on career, yes.
yeah, on career. So can you just share with everyone the books that you spoke a little bit about earlier, and just
Mhm.
any resources for people who are just kind of like all over the place and maybe they want to start the 2026. Like, I know I'm a big writer, so I like to write things down. I
Yeah.
want to have a new book, just some guidance. So we'd love to for you to share those goodies with us.
Absolutely. So we do have a career search support tool that is available on our Etsy page as well as on Amazon. Your Next Giant Steps: 25 Practical Tips for Job Search Success. It is a book, a guide, and a workbook. And so you can chart physically within it. We have our other book about keeping the job, reminders, helpful reminders on all of those behaviors and professional skills that you need from campus to career, 25 tips for your first professional year. We have a third book that's an ebook and it is free. It is free. It is
Free
free.
99.
$99 for now, but it's free. It's free. Your Next Giant Reset, a career comeback guide. And that is for anyone that finds himself in a job search, whether it's by your choice, your employer's choice, or you anticipate one coming on. It's a 4-part framework for searching for a guide for a job, and that so that you won't you can maintain momentum and not lose control over it, and it's
Right.
sort of lining up those intentions. We also have this podcast, Giant Steps with Leilani Brown. I like to have interesting conversations with interesting people. It's
Yes.
both information and inspiration. And I think we've had some wonderful guests that can offer you perspective and
Yes.
some little tidbits, not only about career, but also life. And anyone that wants to reach out to us to work with us, bring us to your company,
Yes.
have us be part of your training and development and learning development. We also work with companies and colleges and universities and work with talent across the board. So that's what we've done. We try, and I know it might sound corny to some, to do well and do good. What we try to do at this company, and I wish everyone the best as they approach 2026.
Yes, absolutely. Ah, this is so great. And we want to share also that we have our Giant Steps weekly set list where
Yes, it's really good. And Jirah is the author and she's the
don't say so
editor.
myself, shameless plug.
It's absolutely fantastic. Download it on Substack. It is free also for now.
Also free
And
for 99 for now.
and we'll and we will have some special invitation only events that are coming out of that, both virtual and also live in different cities in 2026. But the set list is amazing, and it's practical, valuable information that you can use with links every single week. And so I'm really proud of that, Shira. Thank you for starting our Substack, our set list in that way. We're really excited about it.
Yes, absolutely. And final question, can we expect a little, I know you talked earlier about your Spotify Wrapped, but can we expect a little Spotify Wrap for the Giant Steps weekly
I
set
know we should.
playlist?
We should, but it's got old ears apparently. We do have a Giant Steps LLC radio on Spotify if anyone who wants to tap into that, and I should see what's on it. So let me see what the top hits are or what's been in the
Yes,
most
I'm just
rotation.
curious. Yeah. And we can see by the end of the year, like what those
Yeah.
hits
I
are.
don't know. I mean, it's you have to start to tell me what everybody wants to listen to, because I know what I want to listen to is different. But we
It'll
add songs every single week. So
Yes, it'll be interesting.
there's
Well,
always music playing around here somewhere.
yeah, there's definitely always music. Well,
Yeah.
this was really such a fun episode. I
I
love
know. Thank
this.
you.
Yes. So
Thank you.
thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for letting me do the interviewing. I was sitting in your
Absolutely.
seat today.
Absolutely. I think
It
you're
was so
great at this.
much
So
fun.
make it very easy. I don't have any books to read or any prep to do.
Yes, absolutely. So, you guys, stay tuned for next time. And if you guys like this format, please share and let us know if there's some questions that you guys might have for Leilani, some more rapid fire questions that I didn't ask her, but you guys
Yeah.
would ask her. Ask her, she'll answer. We'll come back and do it again. But we want to wish you all a happy new year. Happy
Happy New
holidays.
Year. Happy
Yeah.
holiday.
Bye.
This podcast is a production of Giant Steps LLC. a company working at the intersection of strategy, culture, career, and education. I'm Leilani Brown, CEO and host of the show. Many thanks to Jirah Michael, our executive producer, and S. Maxwell Brown, producer and editor of this episode. You can learn more about our company at giantstepsllc.com. We hope you enjoyed this episode and others. Please be sure to follow, like, and share our show far and wide. Thank you for listening.